Hello! There we go. Welcome to episode 8. Whoa, that was a yawn from my dog. Episode 8 of Bounty Acquired. My VTuber talk show where I talk to VTubers. That's it. Today we are joined by a wonderful, wonderful VTuber and fellow friend, Mr. Kyoukeu. This is Kyo. He is a your brand is cat boy, right?
Okay. So
Cat boy
this is
bartender?
Talkshow, right? Let's set the record straight. Anyone that calls me a cat boy is basically trying to hate me. Okay, I am 0% cat boy. I'm 100% non-cat boy. 100% Huta lover.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I mean, thank you so much for agreeing to hop on. I know I've been waiting to invite you on for a while.
I think I was supposed to be the first one, wasn't I? I feel like I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, it was meant to be like Pingu, you, and then anyone else I can get. And then my initial post kind of just had so many people.
He's too popular for me. It's fine. I get it. I get it. I get it. You're clouded. You get the clout.
I'm not the popular
Nah,
one.
good.
Hello?
Indeed. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's okay. It's okay.
But yes. Yeah, bartender assassin officially, right? That's
Real. Definitely something I play into. I like that idea, but I don't know. I don't play into much. I think non-Catboy has taken over as the main focus of the brand.
Yeah. Never beating the allegations.
They're not allegations because they're false. Okay.
I
will sue you.
That's a good first question, I guess. Because we kind of segue into it. How I'll ask this in two parts. How do you go about playing into a character or being yourself? And then how much of your lore do you kind of show? How much of your established person VTuber persona do you bring up on a daily basis? Because for me, bounty hunter, but I barely ever talk about bounty hunting. If I was to ever do a 2.0, I would probably play into a character very much more, much more. But I don't know. What's your opinions on this? How do you do it?
Re-ask the first bit a little bit again.
How much of your personality it goes into Kyo, right? How much of it is are you playing a character, or are you very much? I mean, I know the answer to this because I know you IRL, so it's just more so
I'm insane.
Yeah, how much of a character do you personally play as a VTuber, or also how much of a character do you like to see people play as VTubers? I guess it's a case-by-case basis, but at the same time, it's a good first question.
Yeah, so I mean, typically, if a comparison of me and me as a VTuber and me IRL, I'm definitely a lot more a little bit more shy. I'll look at the ground a lot. I'm very shy. Sometimes it's hard to chat with people IRL, right?
Sure.
But I mean, as a VTuber, my personality is obviously again more IRL. I'm a little bit shy, but at the core, I'm not really playing any character.
Sure.
Kyoukeu is.
It's a
Kyoukeu.
more enhanced version of your personality.
Yeah, right.
It's
I mean, when you're a VTuber, you don't have to worry.
Oh my god, does my face look pretty? Does my makeup look good? Does my hair look good?
Does my, did I shave? You know what I mean? That's
yeah. I feel being in the VTuber community, you get the benefit of not worrying about anything that would normally make you subconscious or anything, and also that guise of you technically are playing a character, so you can be yourself, because for all they know that yourself is how the character acts.
Yeah, for sure, right? I mean, a lot of people play a character. It's oh, I'm the seventh demon god from hell, or I'm the ocean princess of the deep. You know, like kind of like there's so much of that, right? And
Yeah.
that's fine, right? But a lot of people at the end of the day, especially in Twitch VTubing, rarely play into like a character genuinely, right? Like they have
Yeah.
a basis of a brand, right? I mean, but they hardly play into it. Like there's great examples, not necessarily hardly play into it. Like they do have cool things, right? But like a VTuber I like is Len. She's really sweet. I like watching her streams, right? But she has
Yeah.
like this kind of like mafia boss theme, right? But you know, in her typical talk, she doesn't really talk about like mafia stuff, right?
Yeah. She's not like,
know-
oh, let's round up the boys and go like wreck shit, you know, like.
Yeah, no, not really.
Yeah.
So like I kind of
yeah.
like the same like vibe in that way.
For sure.
Um,
For sure. The question I always like to ask guests is, you know, what brought you to the VTubing world? I'm sorry you're here.
Rest. I
I'm
was
sorry
playing
you're here.
Overwatch 24/7.
Yeah.
And
Were you? I don't know this. Were you streaming before VTubing?
no.
You weren't.
Well,
Oh,
well, now a lot of people have different opinions on this, and I still see it as VTubing. But for me, like my own like true definition to myself is like true VTubing.
Sure.
And this is not how it's not how I view it as like for other people, right? But like I had like a 3D model and like a PNG, but that was never really truly properly branded until I had this live 2D model, right?
Sure.
So when people ask when I started VTubing, I don't say like, oh, when I got a PNG, because I don't really consider that like VTubing properly for myself. And why do I say that? Because I never really consistently made videos or shorts or really like you know, I tried, but I didn't try hard. So there's a difference between like, you know, being a PNG tuber and like, you know, streaming a little bit. And then there's
Yeah.
a difference. And now this is not for other people. I just want to get super clear. This is just for myself. There's
Yeah.
a difference of having a model that's, you know, more clickable, more interesting, and then putting the effort into making like content elsewhere, right?
Sure.
So yeah, when people say I do start VTubing, it was July 1st, 2023. And then when I started like streaming, the first ever stream I played was Persona 5. And I played it on my PlayStation 4 with terrible audio quality. And that was on Twitch. Now I actually streamed on YouTube before that a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And I was lucky. I'll continue on a little bit if that's okay. But if you
Yeah,
want
of
to
course.
catch me,
Yap away.
The very first stream I did properly was on YouTube. It was a Genshin stream, and a lot of streamers. This is like one thing I'm very happy I never had to deal with as a streamer.
Yeah.
I've never had like 0 viewers. That's never
Oh,
like happened
yeah.
to me. I was never started off as 0 viewer streamer.
Mm-hmm.
I had viewers like instantly. Like my very first stream, I had 15, 20 viewer
Oh wow.
because I was playing Genshin, right?
Yeah.
And I was a part of this Discord server, and I was like really well known. I used to like make little Genshin memes, and I had a couple
Sure.
thousand subs on YouTube, right? And I was popping this Discord server. People knew me, so they decided to like watch me. And then eventually I swapped over to Twitch because YouTube streaming, especially then, was very bare bones, and there's no sense of community on like a YouTube streamer.
Yeah.
Like the raids are really bad. There's no cross promotion emotes. There's no channel points, so like wait, what the sorry, I hear an ad in the background.
What?
Because I have a BGM and then an ad started playing.
That's so funny.
But basically, yeah, I you know, I just like the very first time I started was on a PS4, terrible mic, on YouTube, and I played Genshin.
Yeah. Wow.
But I never did like face cam or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, for me, I went, you know, PNG straight to live 2D. Like I never messed with any 3D model stuff. But I was also I streamed for like 4 years before
Wait, sorry. With a face cam or no?
Yeah, like face cam streaming. For
Didn't
sure.
you stream a Mixer?
I did, yeah. So
Yeah.
I originally started on Twitch in like 2017. I was doing like indie games and just, whatever. And then in November of 2018, I moved to Mixer. And Mixer was so good. I love Mixer. Bring it back. For those who don't know, Mixer is slash was Microsoft's streaming platform. It was much smaller than Twitch, but they had some really cool features. They had like ultra low latency way before Twitch had it. Like latency there was like 0.1 seconds. It was ridiculous.
Wait, the heck?
What?
They had like cool stickers you could send that costed like this stuff called Sparks, which was essentially channel points before channel points came out. They had Embers, which are essentially bits, and then stuff like that. But they had some really cool incentives. I mean, partners were able to earn money off of channel points. So they would have like monthly.
What?
Yeah, so they would have monthly goals to hit.
Whoa.
And it's like, oh, if you get like 75,000 sparks or like 750,000 sparks, which are the currency, the channel point, just by viewers get it by watching, they would have monthly like payouts, yeah, for those.
Yeah. How much?
Which is insane. I think if you hit 1 million, it was like $750.
Whoa.
Something crazy.
What? Dude, some of my viewers have 1 million channel points right now, man.
It's ridiculous. And I just loved it. I thought it was a really cool atmosphere. And then like a few days before they were planning to sell it to Facebook, they told everyone. They like the streamers were given a few days notice, and it was just like that's it, like goodbye. And then they essentially sold it to Facebook, which then became Facebook Gaming.
And then it died. Is Facebook Gaming like still relevent, or
I think so.
I don't think I hear much about it.
I don't
really?
hear much about it, but yeah, it is still relevant. I think I know a lot of people still stream like Call of Duty on there or something, but yeah, I don't know. It's it was such a unique part of my streaming journey. Obviously, after that, I originally wanted to go back to Twitch in late 2018.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start setting everything back up on Twitch and start streaming again. But then I think I was moving or something. I remember like not being able to stream for like 8 months or something, and I was like,
oh no, that's like streamer death essentially.
yeah. So I was like, okay, let me make YouTube videos. So I started a YouTube channel. I made like a bunch of YouTube videos, and up until 2022, I think I was uploading to that channel. And then I learned about VTubing. I watched a tutorial on VTubing, and then I was like, okay, that's my next.
You remember
thing.
you remember your very first VTuber?
My first. I mean, I knew of people like Iron Mouse. Like I knew of those people. But the person that actually got me into VTubing was a guy called Zekaz or Zekaz. He's a bird VTuber. He uploaded a video called "How to Become a VTuber."
Oh wow. Classic title.
And
How to be VTuber.
yeah, and he's
2023, 2024.
Great guy. So that's the video I kind of set on. I started as a PNG tuber and then went live 2D. So yeah. And then
My.
but I mean, how long have we known each other? It's got to be like
I think the first time I interacted with you is when graduate VTuber Kuji and we played Overwatch, right? I think that's right.
Gucci. Was it before that? I don't know. I might have known you before that.
If you /user, let me see. / Have you spoken my chat today? Oh no, you haven't. I could like check when you followed me,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I think I started playing with them around October of 2022. That's when
Yeah,
Overwatch
it
2
must
came
have
out.
been like July or August 2022.
Yeah, that's
Um,
when I started like.
but I
Wait, no,
think
that's
we
not.
were.
No, that's not. That was when I was baby. I was
I
still
think
baby.
yeah, I think we were both in like PNG like era. Because I remember we
Yeah.
both kind of debuted relatively close to each other. I
Oh,
think you
here you go.
were
You followed me 2022 October.
October. There you go. So
You,
yeah, it
you,
must
you
have been
did
like
follow me in the Overwatch era.
yeah. So
Here's some lore. I remember being embarrassed when I was like with Valak and Kuji, because I didn't have like a model. I just had that little
oh,
PNG.
I
Like,
was the same. Yeah, yeah. We were because we were both yeah. It was
yeah.
weird. It was so funny because those guys I reached out to when I had like 25 followers. And I was like, "Hey, do you want to play Friday the 13th?" And they were like, "Yeah." So that's how I
That's so
met a
cool.
lot of people. Like, I mean, what's really funny or kind of ironic about that collab is like 2 out of 8 people are still here. Whether
What?
whether it's
Did they get canceled?
whether it's people being canceled or people graduating, because I can think of 1, 2, 3. I can think of 3 people in that collab who got canceled.
What?
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, and then there was graduated,
Just don't be a bad person. It's not that hard.
graduated. Me, okay, I'm not gonna name them.
Yeah.
I'll name the ones who weren't canceled. Me, Valak, Kuji, Phoenix, and then I think the rest got canceled. Which is like so sad. But you know, that's that. No, I mean I really admire how you, because obviously I was there since you were baby PNG, you know, Genshin. I mean, you still play Genshin, but like
Yeah, I only do like once a week. Like before, I used to do it all the time.
But I really admired your complete shift when it came to content once you debuted. I saw you work extremely hard, and it's obvious that, I mean, I think personally you have like one of the most dedicated communities on Twitch right now. Like, I'm always like looking, like I'm always lurking in your streams, and then just like seeing how you interact with them and they interact with you. It's like, it's so wholesome. I'm like, what? Give me that.
I want to pick up a Kyoukeu and slam them against the wall. They're so cute.
No, but you've done some crazy cool things, and I just want to bring that up. I don't know if it's necessarily a question, but I guess to turn it into a question, like, what were some like really key things that you thought did well for you to kind of build this community? I know you mentioned like earlier on in your live 2D journey, like TikTok was a huge thing. I'm not sure if it's anymore, but
nah, dude, TikTok. TikTok is disparaged, but I actually had a new platform pop off, and that's Insta, man. I was like 800 followers maybe a month and a half ago, and now I'm at 4,500.
Whoa, let's go.
You know, it doesn't bring a ton of people in. I do
just reels.
Yeah, reels have been doing great for me. One of my reels hit 50K. One of these ones is a couple last week or so hit 11K. So it's, you know, not bad, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, so re-ask the question real quick for me.
What do you think were the key elements in ensuring that you had like a dedicated community? Like, what do you think really performed well for kind of pulling people in on that initial kind of debut sweep that you did? I don't know how long it lasted, that you were truly like, not that you don't work hard now, but I remember you grinding like when you started, like,
yeah, right. I mean, back sometimes I would literally stream every single day or or maybe only have one day off a week. Now I do two because I just need it. um, it is honestly insane to me how I've never like truly gotten burnt out. You know, obviously like there's like low points, right?
Yeah.
But to kind of like circle back to what you said, like the things that I have done like purposely that like helped contribute to my success is the biggest thing is like giving your audience like a proper name and something to identify with, right?
Yeah.
So the Kyoukes was one of the best things, if not the best thing I have ever done.
What's really funny is I had one, I just never used it.
What do you mean?
I had a fan name, like I had a community name.
Mm-hmm.
And I only really use it in the raid message, which is cadets. But yeah, like I guess I've never used it outside of that. And maybe, you know, if I do an eventual 2.0, I might like lean into that more and have like, because you have like your mascot is like chat, right? Like they're one and the same.
Yes.
Which I think is very smart. I have an in-lore universe mascot, which I love, but I feel like if I was to evolve on that, I would still keep him around. I love him for emotes and stuff, but I would definitely have a version of that mascot that chat can relate to or can like latch onto.
Yeah, it was extremely smart. It's and then it was good. It was great. It was great. It was definitely. People always ask me, it's like, yo, how should I become a successful VTuber? That's the biggest thing is make a mascot that is directly what your chat is. And for me, the name of the Kyoukes was really smart. And so I basically wiped most of like my anything from the past of my channel.
Oh,
Not necessarily clips or anything like that, but like old redeems and stuff, right? But if you ever go into my channel, you can see the channel point thing is a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
And that cookie PNG and that cookie was there like the original like time I streamed. So it's like one thing from my past, right?
Yeah.
Like cookies, and then my name's Kyoukeu. The Kyoukes, and it just worked out really well.
Yeah.
It's just a very cutesy sounding name. Cookies, Kyoukes. Like it's good because it brands on myself. It brands a little bit of my past, and also brands with like a fun like little thing.
It also
cookies,
like
right?
goes well with your like cute aesthetic. You know, it's it's a cute name. Yeah, and it's like relatable. Like you said, it makes sense, and it's like it's easy to say as well.
It's easy to say, and it sounds good singular and plural. Kyoki.
Yeah.
Hi, Kyoki.
Yeah.
You're such a silly Kyoki. And then there's Kyokis as in like plural, as in like everyone watching.
Yeah. For sure.
One thing that is something I have always thought was really like smart play by me. Too is when I did a subathon in September.
Mhm.
I did something that almost next to no other VTuber does, right?
Oh yeah.
And I actually gave the ability for certain viewers that helped me during my subathon to become their own little mascot. Look, so this see this is Cassette, which is one of my viewers.
That's
This
so
is
cool.
Gaff, which was a big lurker. Then this is Kuto. This is Lime.
Oh my god,
that's not-
Lime! Shout out Lime.
And then this is LD. And it was one of like the smarter things I've done, right? Because it was a way to give back to my viewers for helping me. And I
Yeah.
have a bunch more in the backlog. There's so many.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, there's probably like 6 or 7 in the backlog, but I'm just working on like a future model right now, so that'll be slow. But I have
Yeah,
everything
that's
written
really
down.
smart. I think it's also really smart to be like have a mascot that is such a blank slate that you can kind of do that. Like it's like, okay, you have base mascot, which is the one you have right now, but then under that hoodie you could just be like, okay, let's, like you just showed, like put an eye patch on it, or give this guy like a wig, or put this guy in a pineapple, like that's,
Yeah, right.
I think
It's
that's
also
super
like
smart.
important to keep the shape, right? Like a Kyoki has no mouth. Typically, now I think the Kuto one has like a little bit of drawn on mouth, but there is no mouth. It's always big white eyes. It is always a black cat. But it's like, it's not, it's like a ambiguous if it's like a plushie, a shadow cat, or a real cat. It's more like kind of ambiguous on purpose.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, smart. Anything
Can I
else
read something
before
from
you?
chat real quick?
Yeah.
What Wickerfield says, it's always a little awkward when a community doesn't have a name because what am I gonna call everyone? Hi chat, viewers of ttv.kyoukeu, right? Yeah, right. It is good, right? For not just for yourself, but your viewers have something to like identify with and like truly, see themselves as, right?
Yeah.
It's really beneficial, for like the long term.
Yeah, and it's
I guess,
also like I
branding
said,
your
it's also
Twitch.
something that a lot of people overlook.
Yeah, right. It's important to me.
Like
But-
the way you described it seems like it's made a much bigger impact than what you would assume. Which is cool. It's definitely motivated me to rethink that for like a future debut or even just now. I'm like, okay, this is what we will do, and then keep it going forward. But yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
and another thing that has like to answer more questions, like things that I've like purposely, like just like purposely done. It's kind of like how I've always been.
Mm-hmm.
It never really like amplified it. It's just there's more people, right?
Yeah.
But something it's a personal like thing for myself is some streamers, and their chat do not really interact past the stream, right?
Yeah.
Where like some streamers are like more, how do I like, not like cold, but they won't ever respond to a DM or anything like that. Like it's very separate, and that's a
Sure.
valid way if you want to do that, right?
Yeah.
But for me, like I actually join my own VCs when I have time.
I'm
like, I
so
actually
bad.
talk to
I'm so
people.
bad at interacting with Discord, but I'm trying to get better. I'm actively acknowledging it. It's like so. I guess it's just because like I get so busy sometimes, and I'm like, But I feel like I also need to understand that I quite often have to be the instigator to get people chatting in there. So sometimes I'll I mean, I think sometime last month was the last time we did it, but I did a movie night. Whoa, like
Big.
and yeah, like turnout. I'm never expecting turnout, especially at my size. Like I have a rather like a small-ish community, so I'm never expecting people to be like, okay, I'm gonna join this Discord for 2 hours and watch a movie. Like, but I was surprised at the turnout. We got like like 6 or 7 people. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
good.
no, sorry. Continue about the way you interact with your community outside of stream.
Yeah, yeah, I do like it, right? And like I sometimes I'm slow responding to DMs, smiling. But like I don't know, like I don't treat my viewers with like 19 billion arm distance. Like I'm not really cold to
Sure.
them. Like
No.
they're allowed to speak to me. They're allowed to friend request me if they want.
Like there is boundaries naturally, just in terms of like security for yourself, but I totally understand. I'm in the same boat where if like someone messages me and it's not like a super weird like
Can you be my dad?
parasocial, yeah, like whatever, like that's fine for me. Like I'm totally down to talk to people. Like it's I'm very like that where I'm down to talk to like anyone.
Yeah, right. And even like the parasocial topic is like is always an interesting topic to me, right? Because I'm in a very interesting position about that topic because some of my viewers I would consider like actual like genuine friends, right?
Yeah.
And I know like that can be seen as bad or like monka, right? But to me, like I don't really care what the social norm is for other people. Like their
Yeah.
social norm is not my social norm. I'm not gonna choose how I act based on how other people believe how you should act. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And as long as you're not doing it in some sort of like malicious way, like it's like, oh, I'm gonna friend this person so I get money or some shit like
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
If you friend them because you think they're interesting or nice or sweet, that's cool. I mentioned him earlier. But like Cassette, is a viewer. I met him when he was watching me play
Yeah.
Resident Evil, and then he joined my Discords. Then we played games like hours and hours and hours and hours, like off stream. We played Zomboid and a bunch of games. Like I consider Cassette a friend, right?
Yeah. There
Now-
is. Yeah, I think there is, like, if you open yourself up to the idea of like not treating every viewer as just a viewer, you get the opportunity to make more friends. Because I'm in the same boat. Like either it's either with a viewer or with a VTuber as well. Like there's if you make the effort to be like, oh, like I mean even us, right? Like where it's like you make the effort to just see each other as people and not just like
That's
VTubers.
VTuber on this massive pedestal, right?
It makes it way easier to establish a genuine connection where like we've like hung out IRL, where we've like gone to like restaurants and just like you are a friend as opposed to like, oh, it's Kyoukeu, my VTuber
Acquaintance.
acquaintance. I would say the same again with like Fane. Fane's like one of my mods, and he also does VTubing. Like he's like a friend. He's like I never feel like Monka or like scared to message him or like the same. He's like talk to me about stuff that he's like, hey, can you help me on this? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, so I do like that outlook on interacting with your community. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's always just been like important to me that I'm not viewed as untouchable,
Yeah.
right? How my viewers view me or other VTubers, I don't really know. I hope okay. But like, like if a VTuber A just sees me, it's like, maybe I should try to say hi to him, and it's like, nah, like he's too big or something. Like I do wonder how much of that I do wonder how much like that happens. And even with like viewers, like, oh, he's probably too busy. I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, sweetheart, I am not that busy. I am scrolling shorts. I'm doom scrolling.
Might as well try. Like it's if you don't try to message like me, obviously I'm not gonna reply. Like, but if you do take the time to be like, hey, like this is kind of cool. Like I yeah, blah blah blah. Like I've had people reach out and be like, hey, would you want to play this with me? I'm like, they're like, you don't even have to stream. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, sometimes I'm kind of monk of those. Like, sometimes people ask me, it's like, hey, Kyoku, do you want to collab? But then there's a bunch of people I don't know, and like
Yeah.
that's like the worst thing is inviting me to a collab, but I only know one person, and it's like I get really like shy or shut down really like really quickly. It's something that I personally need to work on because
Yeah.
the way that I am like really directly hurts me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, but it's happened a lot in the past where it's like I'll get invited to a collab, but I don't know the other people, and I'm like, oh god, like really shy or really quiet.
Yeah. It's yeah. I with collabs, I'm very selective. I usually don't collab a lot unless it's with people I like really know. I don't really see this show as like collab. I think it's very much a different thing. But yeah, I think like if I'm like invited to a collab, it's usually people I know. I don't think I've ever been really invited to a collab where I don't know a lot of people. I think your birthday was like the biggest collab where I didn't know that many people.
I don't know how people do those collabs like so often. I would love to do more stuff like that, but it's just scary, right? I mean, as we know, right, there's so much politics of like getting people to interact, because some people don't like person A and person B.
Yeah.
It gets very difficult at times, right?
Yeah.
I do like those things though. They are fun. Messy. Yeah, it does get messy. It's it's not fun, but it is like when you get it like all perfect, right? Like the birthday collab was really good. I didn't really deal with anyone not super vibe with
Yeah.
everyone.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I think once collabs go well, I think that it also opens up that group of people again for future collabs, where it's like, oh, this event went really well. When I'm planning this, event B, I'm gonna invite, this person, because we mesh really well.
Yeah. So for me, like collabs they're like fun, like they're good. But as someone that's like I've been here longer and I've matured a lot and I understand like a lot, just still the politics of collabs are very scary, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh, like, how is my first impression? Or like, oh, like you might joke with someone and they might not like that joke, and then it can become like a bigger thing later on, right? Um,
Yeah, for sure.
and the good thing is when you meet people, when you meet these YouTubers, and if you say something or do something bad, like they talk to you like a normal person, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's really important. This is for life too. If you ever have an issue with someone, talk to them. It's so much not everything can be solved, but a lot can be solved with talking for sure. It's definitely a big thing.
Yeah, for sure.
What else do you got for me?
I mean, what you been playing recently? What's your pick your poison? What have you been, whether it's on stream or off stream?
Well, on stream, we finished my Pokemon Black 2 Nuzlocke, which we did like my viewers were named after the Pokemon, and to like
Cool.
increase chat interaction and more intrigue,
Yes.
the Pokemon's names were chosen by marbles. So whoever won the marbles race got to be the Pokemon.
That's cool.
And the cool thing too is we're doing a Nuzlocke, right? But we did with a little bit of an easier twist. That if your Pokemon died and you won first place during marbles, it could revive once for the final time.
That's cool.
And then you could play again, right? So, as a viewer, you want to see, will Kyoukeu lose his Nuzlocke? What will happen? And we recently almost got wiped, smiling on my current Nuzlocke for Ruby.
Oh,
We were
no
fighting
way.
a
You started
Quillfish.
another one?
Yeah, we were
That's
fighting
cool.
a Quillfish. Brother minimized a ton. I think he was using rollout, and I could not hit him. And we
Oh,
lost
man.
5 of 6.
5?
Yeah,
Oh my.
because he was I was like purposely not fighting trainers because I didn't want to get over leveled, but then I guess I was under leveled a little bit because I thought I was at level, but I wasn't.
Yeah.
And they all outsped me. And then the worst part too is I actually messed up because I actually had a Pokemon with 100% hit accuracy no matter what, and I could have saved at least like 2
Oh,
Pokemon.
No.
Yeah. But so like there's a lot of intrigue as if you were to watch. It's like, oh, can I be a Pokemon? Or hey,
Yeah.
let's see if let's see if I die today. It's like, oh, if I die, like let's see if I can get revived today, right?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot to that, right? And it makes like as a viewer to watch me play Pokemon a lot more fun. It's also nostalgic for some, right?
Mm-hmm. For
So
sure.
that's been a fun piece of content that I've been doing. I try to like mix my content up quite a bit.
Yeah.
I recently started like the Bake You show, which I've had I think 3 of them,
Let's
where I bring on a
go.
VTuber. I have a nice like branded assets for it, and I get custom art for every time I collab with someone. And I take a VTuber, and we bake and we just chat. It's kind of like this, but I have baking with a hand cam
Yeah.
instead,
For sure.
right?
Do both of you bake?
No, just me.
Just you. Oh, cool.
But maybe it could
what,
be fun if they bake too. Maybe that's a good.
what
It's a
did-
good innovation.
what decides the recipe? Do they give you
They
it?
do.
Ah, that's
So-
smart. Cool.
So far, I made a banana cake. I made tin, we made a banana cake with Abaddon.
Yeah.
With Rui, we made like these like scuffed donuts. And then with Roy, we made a carrot cake, and the carrot cake turned out amazing. Like everything turned
wow.
out pretty good.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been like over the past like few weeks, I've been like, okay, what do I want to do differently with content? Obviously, Bounty Acquired is like a once a month thing, so that's fine.
That's great. It's awesome.
Slot it in. I definitely want to do more stuff with music. Like I want to try do more karaoke stuff. I want to release or try and get to a cadence of releasing one cover a month. But then also like I want to start, experimenting with long form content. I really like the idea of streaming with a purpose, like streaming it like just so that stream can turn into a video. So like that whole stream is the concept of a YouTube video. So it's like nothing outside of that is going to be, a big inspiration to this is a guy called Doug on YouTube. He basically does stuff like, oh, I play Smash Bros, but if I say a character's name, I have to restart the game. That kind of thing. And then he has like people using TTS to like try and trick him to say characters' names. Like stuff like that. I think it's conceptually making an idea, streaming it, and then turning that stream into a fully edited YouTube video is like super compelling to me.
Yeah. Used to do that a lot, and I even am doing that like recently, right?
Yeah.
I've been currently looking at like the landscape of like what's doing well for VTubing,
Yeah.
right? So separate from that, actually, I'm gonna do like I spent a bunch of money on a gacha website, so I'm gonna be making that into a video. And the other thing is, I've been looking at VTubing and like how are people succeeding on VTubing right now? As a lot of people are doing React content. React content is very a gray area because sometimes it can be very there's not really much added, right?
What's really funny what's really funny about that is I tested this on, I don't know if what day is it? I guess it was Sunday.
Friday.
I tested it. Yeah, so Sunday I tested it. I did a stream where I reacted to my TikTok likes. So I think what I'm gonna do is see if I can turn that into like a fully edited video, because there's some funny stuff in there, even though like the stream itself didn't have a lot of engagement, just because Sunday, different times, different format, all of that stuff. I still think I was personally like being engaging enough to warrant it to be turned into a YouTube video. And sometimes that's all you need, is like making sure that you are still providing the same energy you would if you had 100 reviewers as opposed to like 5 or 10. But yeah, continue with your content testing.
Yeah, so I've been noticing a lot of YouTubers have been doing extremely well with React content. Now, as someone that grew up during like the YouTube era, I doubt much people remember his name, but React content was very looked down upon. Jinx, if anyone remembers Jinx, like Jinx was like the original reactor, I guess, if you will, that like a lot of like negativity was towards. So I grew up kind of disliking React content, thinking it was not like the best content, right?
Yeah, because it's not really conformative, right? It's very much just reactive. It's like
exactly right. I mean,
it's very hard to add any creative flair onto reaction content. Granted, so I'll say that with the exception of editing. Like if editing was not a thing, you would be able to do very little to add to a reaction content.
Yeah, right. So I mean, for me, right, I kind of a rule for myself. It's like, I personally think React content can be very morally gray.
Yeah.
Right? Because at the end of the day, you could just steal someone's video and just profit off their video, right? And that's like, to me, not good. Now the good thing is most people have the decency to like put links to the channel, right, to the original creator. But the way that I look at it is, if I'm gonna make a video about something, I want to make sure that I provide, my thoughts, my insight, in a decently edited. Like, I don't want over editing, right?
Yeah.
But like going forward, I do want to make React content, and I want to give my thoughts, my opinions, and I want to pause the video. Like if a video is 10 minutes long, there needs to be half that and more of at least my of my
if you're reacting
interaction.
to a 10-minute video, the video should be like 22
at least
minutes.
I would say at least 15 to 20 minutes of like, you know what I mean? And even that, like even 15 is a little bit low, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But that's kind of like my rule to be better.
How
We have.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Go on.
Oh no, I have joined the chat, and he says I get so annoyed whenever people be paused and not gonna lie. Yeah, but like to me, it's just like
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
that's reaction content, right? That's like you wouldn't why I guess you're why would you watch reaction content if you are not expecting a pause, right? But I mean, I don't know. I guess it comes with what I'm trying to say is it comes with the territory.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, right? Like I was saying, it's like you could always give your thoughts at the end, right?
Oh,
Like,
that is
for
true.
me,
Yeah.
I personally don't like that. Like I don't like watching react videos like that because it's like to me I view it's like then if you're only reacting at the end, then what's the point of like the video? Like at that point you're just re-uploading someone's video. You know what I mean? But if you pause it, speak about it, and like react to what's happening, there's a little bit more substance to than just reacting to the, like watching a video, no pause, and then you pause at the end, then like talk about it.
Yeah.
Unless if there's like heavy editing, I don't know. Just for me, it's like if you're gonna watch a video, and this is if you're gonna watch a video, right?
Yeah.
And this is when I talk about react content, I'm talking about like videos that are meant to be posted on YouTube. But if you're gonna make react content and it's just a full 10-minute video and you watch 10 minutes, then you pause and give your thoughts at the end.
Yeah.
I just personally think that is just like not the right way to do it because like at that point you're just stealing, right?
Yes.
But if you pause the video, give thoughts and you add like more stuff to it, right? I think you can do it better
For sure. Yeah, I agree.
because at least you're cutting it up, right? To some extent,
And
you're
I think
giving your
that's-
thoughts about it, and you're adding more to like the conversation.
Of course. And I think that's what I tried to do in that TikTok stream, where after everything, I was like, okay, pause. Let's talk about it. Let's highlight my favorite part of it, even if it's like a whatever 15-second clip. It's like, okay, let's go back. Oh, like this is why I like this TikTok. It's because this part in particular, it's like so funny, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, I like that. I like that outlook. Another like avenue I'd like to go for long form YouTube content is like kind of what I did before on my old channel. Like I want to make videos about video games that invoke some sort of emotional reaction. So like making a video that is fully scripted, fully edited, but is like storytelling, like almost not necessarily like a video essay, but more so along the lines of like the video has like a story, like start, beginning, end, and like there's conflict and resolve in that. And it could be about anything. It could be a No Man's Sky, it could be a Sims video, it could be like anything, but just giving that extra layer of storytelling I think could be really fun. Because I don't know how much experience you have with scripting YouTube videos, but I really like that process, and although it takes a little bit, it's like really, really fun.
Yeah, I haven't really done too much scripted stuff. It would be interesting, right? I've always played around the idea of like making like my own guide video to being a VTuber, right? I mean, there's so many of them, right? But I don't know. I wouldn't mind throwing my hat into the endless sea, right?
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it would float. It's definitely interesting, right? You know, I definitely want to try to do definitely like right now like my focus is like trying to do react stuff and like, you know, figuring out how to like add a little bit, right? So
Yeah.
we made a react video to a new gacha game coming out, right?
Yeah.
And I paused a lot through. I talked about the characters, I reacted, and it was not really overreaction. It was just me reacting and talking about it and thinking about it, right? Bonafide added some cuts to it to not make it just a full like uncutted reaction.
Yeah.
Right? She added subtitles to it and she added zooms, right? So there's something there, right? There's more to it than just taking the video and just stealing. You know what I mean? Like actually doing something, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. The people, they actually watched my video, the gacha game.
Oh, nice.
And they responded.
That's awesome.
It's called Neverest to Everest, I think.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
No, I'm clued into a lot of video game stuff, But when it comes to gacha games, I sometimes stick with them, sometimes don't. I played a lot of Star Rail, and then when Penacone came out, I kind of just didn't play it. Genshin.
You quit at the peak.
I know. I've heard. Genshin. I started playing it when I heard that Ryze was a character because he looks like me. So I got all the way to Inazuma. I say all the way. I got to Inazuma, and then I was like, okay, I'm like, I don't know. I guess I lost interest or something. But I'm really enjoying Zenless Zone Zero. Like I feel like it's gonna be the first time where I'm like, okay, I want to play as much as I can so that I'm caught up for any new stuff, because I feel like the feeling of being caught up to a gacha game is like so much better than like constantly having to catch up.
Yeah, I mean, I played the Zenless Zone Zero beta, but
Yeah.
like, for me, it's like I rather just not play. I don't know. Like, it's cool. It's cool and all, but like, I'd rather, do something with a friend or talk to a friend or do something with my community, right? Like, that's just kind of like how my thought process. It's like, cool game, good visuals, cool characters, right? But like, I just rather do something else.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Right. Like, people are like, oh my god, Withering Waves, best game ever, better than Genshin, right? I mean, cool, it's good, it's
yeah.
good combat, but I just did not care about any of the characters. And
I
like,
played it for like 2 hours, and I was like, oh, this is not for me.
yeah, right. When it comes to gacha games, they need to be really compelling for me to stay. Like, for me, the reason I still play Genshin is I like the story, I like the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love Hu Tao. Hu Tao is, I know I've talked about this before, but like Hu Tao is like the reason I have the success that I do today, or part of the reason, right? My
Sure.
model and a lot of the branding stuff and the shorts that have blown up. She, like, it's insane. A video game character has a massive part to do with my success.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
How did all of that start? I've never asked you that.
I was really tired of Overwatch, and this is not even like I was a streamer, really. No, I was not a streamer. I was really tired of Overwatch, and I was just like kind of like depression. So I wanted to do things that occupy me, so I didn't think about not
Sure.
great things, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I don't know, like I need something to occupy me. Right? And Overwatch just was not doing it for me anymore.
Sure.
And I was like, fuck, I did, and that's that reason is the big reason why I started streaming. But I need something to really occupy me.
Yeah.
And COVID was a big thing. I was like, okay, well, there's this anime game. I played it once. I was like, eh. And I said to play it again. And I enjoyed it. It was fun. I did the Dvalin quest and all that.
Yeah.
But after Dragon Spine, I was getting like kind of bored. I was like, this is like it's kind of meant to me, right? And then I saw leaks. And I saw her, and I'm like, oh.
This is really funny because my background music, there's like lo-fi, and it's like very emotional right now. It's like perfect timing.
I saw her. Her eyes red as my heart. The little flowers looked like they were blooming for me. The way her idle animations bloomed,
Do you still have
knew I was
her
in love.
as your raid your raid alert?
Yeah. That's another smart thing that I've done. As much as it's kind of like Monka when you hear it,
Yeah.
it's really smart because it baits the raiders to speak.
Yeah.
And it baits reactions, right? So many raiders will just raid you, or raid, like so many times you get raided and then they just leave.
Yeah.
And then like there's no interaction behind that, right?
Yeah.
But my reaction sound, or not reaction sound, the raid sound is perfectly engineered to get people to chat.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna raid this person, and I'm gonna go like get some food, and then you raid and you hear it, and you're like, what?
And
like,
then I can explain it. Yeah.
It's like a, what do you call it? It's kind of like a brain jump scare.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a system shocker.
There's a VTuber that does it really well for his shorts. Shinobi, if you're familiar with Shinobi.
Yeah, I am.
Shinobi shorts are amazing, right? So his shorts usually start off with like something that's kind of like crazy. It's like whoa, it's like it like turns your head, right?
Yeah.
Now I mean that was like way before Shinobi. I saw him doing that stuff, but Shinobi's a good example of having things that make people turn their heads, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of like something when like it's either I don't think he has it for raids, but when he makes like content,
I think Valak still has it too. You've seen Valak's?
I'm I'm gay. Like it'll be like no. It's like or my viewer said I found out I'm gay or
his
something.
shorts.
Remember?
No, I was talking about
No.
his raid alert. Valak's.
Oh my God, Valak's watching.
Oh, Valak's here. Hi, Val.
What the
Valak's
fuck?
Valak's raid is Lois Griffin screaming.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and it's great. It's so good. It's so like I every time I raid Valak, I'm like, I love seeing this. It's just so good.
No, because I just remember when Valak's like shorts are popping off. I remember he mentioned he had a boyfriend in one of his shorts, and then all the people freaked out. And then I think he made a short. It's like my viewers didn't know I'm gay or something. What was it, Valak? What was the short? Please enlighten me. Do you remember it? Am I crazy?
One of my favorite Valak shorts was when he was on Phoenix's Heaven versus Hell, and he was.
Oh yes, yes.
Phoenix had the section where like they're trying to raise each other up, and
Mhm.
I can't remember which VTuber it was.
Cinder.
It was Cinder, and
Yeah.
and then Valak goes in a really panic way. He goes, "I'm gay," and I still always laugh at that one. It's so good. You just hear Kuji in the background just absolutely crying.
That's a classic.
Oh, that's so good. Shout out to Valak, guys. Shout out to Valak. Valak is a wonderful friend of both of ours, and an awesome VTuber who is prepping for
Oh,
2.0. Wink.
Oh, so Valak says the too long to read. I mentioned it in a passing that I had an ex-boyfriend in a video about getting mentioned by friends. Everyone only focused on the KX thing, and it was so annoying. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Max, you enjoy your eating.
I think it like fully like just killed his like passion for TikTok at that point. It was just
Dude,
like whatever.
TikTokers are insane. It's either TikTok shadow bans you, or the people themselves on TikTok are just the most obnoxious people. And speaking of that, this was something I decided for myself. I think I would have been a bit bigger in terms of size.
Yeah.
Like if I never did this, right? But I like TikTok is the reason I made my stream 16 plus, right?
Yeah.
Because there were so many people that were really young and they were just like they had no idea of boundaries and stuff like that. And I also made like a somewhat more mature jokes, right?
Yeah.
That like it's just kind of weird, like the minimum age on Twitch is 13 to watch something, right?
Mm-hmm.
If someone hears that as a 13-year-old, it's kind of weird, right? Like it's like I don't want that, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them were extremely just uncomfortable. Like they
Oh, hold on? Does my Zoom work? Let me see. Nope, they don't work. Okay, continue.
classic. So like I just got really uncomfortable with just like people, and it was big on my Twitch, right? And it's a big decision, and it's like, if I never went 16 plus, I think I would be a lot bigger than I was today.
Yeah.
But I had to set up boundaries because
Of
I feel
course.
like I would push away my adult viewer base more.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah. I went live on TikTok yesterday for the first time in quite a while. Not much
Did you well?
happened. Not really. I think I was like, I don't know, 6 viewers or something like that. But
I mean that's still great, honestly. That's better than me sometimes, man. I have more followers than you, so
but
it's like
one comment this because I was doing karaoke. Sometimes what I do, and I'm gonna do it more, is anytime I'm doing a karaoke stream, I'm gonna do the karaoke part on Twitch and TikTok, and then when I switch into a game, I'll turn off the TikTok.
Yeah.
But there's people, oh, you sound great, blah blah blah, typical karaoke comments. But then there was this guy who just came in and was like, "Can I join your live?" I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like, you want me to invite you to my TikTok live? It's like, okay, very strange. I always find it funny, like, after a TikTok stream, it's like, oh, you had 6 viewers, but you had like 800 views and you had 2,000 likes, and it's like like the like system is like so funny because it's like just one person can just be spamming like the whole time and get you a bunch of likes.
Yeah, well, to expand upon this, you know what's funny? The algorithm system on TikTok is actually based on how much money you make.
Oh, one second.
So if you...
Sorry, my dog got caught in my headphones.
Oh my god, you said 1 second, I couldn't breathe. Holy shit.
He's getting tangled in my headphones. It's his dinner time, so he's waiting to get fed. But I'll do it in a little bit. Sorry, continue. You said TikTok is very heavily, its algorithm is based on how much you earn. In terms of TikTok Live?
On TikTok Live, right? So it's called Top 100, right? And they push the top 100 more. The top 100 is not by viewers; it's by money. So if you have Oilers like on TikTok, right?
NPC streams.
Yeah, that's why NPC streams did so well, right? Because what happened is it's not just the people watching, but they gave so much money to these NPC streamers, which then in turn put them on the top of the algorithm, which then actually gave them more viewers.
Yeah.
Now the big brain strat: make a bot farm of like 20 accounts and get them all donning TikTok roses.
Dude, it was so funny. I thought about making a TikTok that just uploaded TV and movie clips because I see so many of them.
That's insane.
Where it's like
the problem is like I don't.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You said don't know what getting a rose or a diamond means. Getting a rose is like the equivalent of half a cent.
Yeah, it's really like I think out of the live I did yesterday, I got like 2 cents added to my TikTok account.
Yeah, I think from TikTok, I've made like I don't know $300 Canadian over.
Are you? Canada doesn't have the Creator Fund, right? I was gonna
No,
ask if you're in the Creator Fund.
I do know someone had the Creator Fund. And holy fuck, it pays well.
Yeah, because they changed it recently, right? Because they changed it so in that videos over 1 minute long get a higher CPM. And yeah, and then I think they pay like even more if the video hits 1 million views.
Yeah, so I obviously can't share names or anything, but I knew someone that was in the creator program. And brother had like a like maybe 200,000 view video, 800 USD.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like
and like for clarity to YouTube, right? That would not be nowhere fucking close.
No. Yeah,
and that's crazy that TikTok is paying that much, man. And for shorts.
Because there's so many people on the platform as well, and it's like I've been seeing on TikTok, a lot of people have been transparent on how much they're earning. Like I've seen like creators I watch, they're like, here's how much this video made, and it's like this video made like 2,500 USD, and it's like what? That one video,
brother.
So
dude.
Yeah, it's a really interesting platform that I really want to try and utilize more, whether it's live or whether it's actually. Like I haven't uploaded on TikTok in a while, but I want to do, usually I do like 30 seconds to like a minute and a half, like short covers on there. And then I also want to do like more like stream clips or just more content on there in general. But yeah, like my highest video on TikTok, let me check. I'm going to lose track in here for a second.
Yeah, no worries.
My highest video on TikTok right now has TikTok, if you will open, please. Profile.
25 million views.
No, stop.
50 million views.
It's gonna be pinned
80 million views.
54.9k.
Famous? Holy shit. PewDiePie?
Yeah, 55k. But that's that was a that was a video that is my tracking's gone now. Okay. That was a video that I purposely made to be a TikTok. Like, it wasn't a stream click. It wasn't a singing thing. It was a video where I was like, how to get into VTubing. Like, that was the topic.
This shit will inherently get like comments and interaction. Like that will always do well. Like,
Yeah.
right?
I
Like, even just
basically
because
said,
it'll do
like,
well
oh,
doesn't mean.
sorry, continue.
I mean, just because it's always gonna do well doesn't mean you didn't put like a lot of work. Like, you deserve to get those views and stuff.
Yeah,
you
like
know,
that
something
video
that, right?
took me, I don't know, maybe like 40 minutes to an hour to make, and that's long for a short. But I was like, hey, here's how you want to get into VTubing. You're looking into getting like, you need like a live 2D artist and a live 2D rigger, and there's also like, I also gave opportunities for like people who wanted to get into VTubing before even getting a model. So, you know, PNG tubing or VRoid. I think I mentioned VRoid, and I showed like a friend of mine using a VRoid and like stuff like that. And it was like very heavily edited, fully captioned, like all of that stuff, like very shorts coded.
Yeah.
But then I've also had like I've also had like some like singing videos get to like 20k, and I'm like,
Nice.
anytime that happens, I'm like, nice, because that's like content that I want to produce. But then you see, like, I mean, my last 10 TikToks or something are like didn't even break 1k views, and you're like, okay, well, luckily they don't take a lot of time or effort to make, but I feel like maybe putting in a little bit of extra like editing work or something to really make them pop could elevate it. I think I might, like, I keep checking back because I'm like, oh, even though I haven't uploaded in a while, I think I'm closing into like 4k on
Nice.
TikTok, and that's like my biggest platform. I'm like, oh, that's cool, I should probably utilize that. But then also, like, I have to think, anytime I'm making a short, I should also be uploading it to YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels as well, because why wouldn't you?
Even Twitter as well.
Why
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Like, you have that piece of content. It takes 2 seconds to repost it to another platform. Like, you're not making another video. You're just, playing by that big yawn, playing by that by the platform's rules.
Exactly right. I mean, I know that better than anyone, right? Like I post everything. Well, no, when I say that's actually Butterfile. Butterfile posts everything, right? But like YouTube is fucked though. Like, and like all of these websites will like just not push you, or then they will push you, right? Like
Yeah.
my current video on YouTube, it's a short,
Mm-hmm.
right? It came out 4 hours ago and it only has 21 views,
Yeah.
right? Now, it might get pushed in the algorithm properly, or it might not. Like, the short might end up at 60 views, but some of these shorts I have on YouTube, have thousands of views, 5, 11,000,
And
sometimes more.
What I noticed, because I used to do shorts on my old YouTube channel as well when shorts just came out, the shorts could be like at like 2 views or like 10 views for like 3 days, and then be like, oh, it's shot up to like 7k, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
On top of that, on my old TikTok account that was tied to my old YouTube, I had a video that I posted on YouTube get like 32 views, and on TikTok it got 1.2 million.
Oh, look at you.
And I was like,
yeah,
what is
I'm allowed
happening?
to talk to you? Clouded VTuber here. Hello?
No, but now I'm
1
like,
million
TikTok,
view?
TikTok, give me that luck on my VTuber account now, please. I think my VTuber account is almost crossing my old TikTok account, which I'm like, okay. But I just need to, because I think the biggest thing for TikTok is consistency. The platform definitely rewards consistency, for sure.
Yeah.
But I think it rewards it in a very unfortunate way, where they want to see you post like 3 videos a day, and that's like just unmanageable for a VTuber who currently isn't making much to like afford like editing. Like
I mean,
it's
that's what. Okay, think about this, right? You know, most shorts are typically like for editing, right? 15, 20,
yeah,
20
15,
dollars,
20
right?
bucks. Yeah.
So that's $80 a day. 80
Yeah.
times 80 times 30. Let's say you do 4 shorts a day. You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
would there would just be no, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Which I think is why long form makes more sense, even though it's like, of course, long form videos are going to be much more expensive to edit. But they would be like for me, I want to get to a place where I'm probably uploading one fully edited, fully like thought out video every like 2 weeks. The best thing is probably once a week, but if there's a lot of work that goes into these videos, yeah, having like 2 a month is like a good starting point.
Yeah.
How do you approach? I believe you have an editor for both long form and short form.
Yeah, they work together.
Yeah. Like what's your I guess a question would be, what's your advice for VTubers looking to get into permanent content but either can't afford editing or
Don't.
yeah. Yeah, like you
If you-
wouldn't say like, oh, edit your own videos. I guess it's like time thing, right?
Like it's torture, like brother.
Yeah.
Oh, Apple said the
sure.
same thing. Like
Don't.
like
Yeah. Okay.
it's you're
being
gonna
said,
spend
do you,
so much.
yeah.
Mhm.
No,
Like
go.
I rather waste money than time making a video that will get 100 views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Now on the shorts form of that, because right now I'm quote unquote editing my own shorts, but editing is I'm using it very lightly because I think it's a good start if you're looking for consistency. I think something like Streamladder is a very good cheap alternative to
What the fuck is that?
editing. So Streamladder is a website
okay.
that will auto caption your shorts.
Wait, does it give project files?
No.
Oh,
Well,
that's
define project
unfortunate.
files.
Project files are like the timing when subtitles appear on screen that you can import to other software.
Not really. So how it works is you upload the file. You can either do a file or a Twitch clip. You can upload it to Streamladder, and then you can do the timing and captioning there.
It automatically does the timing though?
So it automatically does the timing, and you can if something's off, you can adjust it. To my knowledge, I believe it's $10 to $15 a month for the silver tier, which gives you auto captions. And I think it's good.
I mean,
Like,
at that point, you might as well just get Adobe. It's $50 a month. Adobe has an auto caption thing that's really nice.
that's true.
Although it is Adobe.
It's Adobe. Yeah.
That is
But
the thing.
I found Streamladder to be super nice for when I'm just like, okay, I have this short cover
on the
that I
go.
want to do, and I want to be like, I don't want to caption this. Like, it's a minute-long song. There's like so many words in here. I just want to post it. I want to have like nice, flashy subtitles or captions, and then what's good about Streamladder as well is you can schedule. It's a scheduler as well, so it will auto post to TikTok, YouTube Shorts. I don't know about Instagram Reels yet, but I know it's. I've used it to like. What I really want to utilize it with is I want to one day sit down and bulk create like 10 to 15 shorts and then just schedule them. I think scheduling is like super important when it comes to like keeping consistent on your platforms. I want to start scheduling tweets because I'm so bad at Twitter. I'm so bad at like.
I don't know, dude. Like, I just like can't be fucked to post on Twitter.
I'm like, what do people talk? Like, what do people talk about? Like, what do you mean? Like,
All right, well, let me go to Abba's Twitter. Let's see what bro is talking about last on his Twitter. Okay, Abba
yapping
so
all day.
okay, last like proper thing he said was 8 hours ago. Some of y'all need to this cause, bro. Y'all, you hate me. Certified hater, certified. Which is great because like that's gonna bait comments. It's a funny short and it's like interesting, right?
Nice one,
Like,
Abba.
people will like comment and it'll get interaction, right? It's like silly. It's
Yeah.
a fun thing.
Yeah.
Then he recently did like the classic, like what do my parents think about VTubing, right? Like
Yeah.
just stuff like that.
Sure.
You know, right? It's just like, you know, people like that stuff. It does really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
No,
like I don't know,
That's good.
that like you know, like people post their videos on Twitter. I don't know. Like posting on Twitter is like manga to me. I don't know the fuck.
Yeah, I mean, cause like I said, anytime I do a singing cover, like a short singing cover, I post it to Twitter as well, and it gets way less than even the shorts platforms. It's like, but I've seen
Use
other
tags too on Twitter.
like hashtags.
Yeah.
I recently with Twitter, I feel like hashtags are kind of dying. I think it's they've made it so that keywords do the same thing that hashtags do. So like if you have the word VTuber in your tweet, you don't have to use like hashtag VTuber. So if you're uploading, let's say, an Elden Ring video and you're like, I beat Elden Ring in 2 hours. I don't know, it's impossible, but just for example, that would be like the keywords there would be like Elden Ring, you know, like that stuff. I feel like the only time I would use hashtags on Twitter anymore would be if my tweet, if it doesn't make sense to put it in my tweet and I want that, you know, like for example, like, oh, Kyoukeu's joining me on Bounty Acquired today, like make sure to join hashtag VTubers. Like that would be the example.
Hashtag VTuber uprising.
Hashtag VTubers is still watching. So yeah, I don't know. I've over the past few weeks I've really like wanted to try and like lock in and try to create some sort of evergreen content on other platforms, because Twitch growth has been like kind of whatever, at least for me. I don't know if it's viewership's down across the board or if it's just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, even speaking from like myself, right? Like, you know, I was averaging around 100, like not before June started, right?
Yeah.
And now it's typically around like 80 to like high, like mid to high 90s,
Yeah.
right? So I've dropped off a little bit, and yeah, I thought with summer it'd pick back up, but not crazy, like not in a crazy amount.
Yeah.
But it's been okay. Like it's been chilling.
Yeah.
Because as long as people are still coming, that, you know, that's all that really matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm very lucky. You know, I have a lot of like amazing viewers that sub and gift and stuff. So like I'm still earning a decent amount, so I can,
Yeah.
you know, save and pay for like my little things I want to go for, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even, you know, some cool things. That, you know, to an earlier question you mentioned, like things that I have done this year. It's
Yeah.
crazy. This has all been done within like a year.
Yeah.
Is like the plushies, like the Kyoukeu plushie or Kyoukeu plushie was done.
Yeah.
I think brother got shipped out in January, and I already have my Kyoukeu plushie,
Yeah.
and it's July, right? So it's kind of cool, man. Dude,
Yeah, for
2
sure.
plushies in a single year is kind of crazy, right? And he turned out really well. The Kyoukeu plushie is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wink. Wink.
Did you save one for me?
I mean, there is one if you want to get one. Really?
Are they at your house?
Not yet, no. But yeah, no, there is like a lot of cool things, you know, that I've done, and like, you know, even viewership is down. Like I'm, you know, things haven't been always like going perfect.
Yeah.
Speaking of, one cool thing that I'm gonna be doing though, is once I'm a little bit more set, and I'm gonna write some stuff down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure everything is good. I'm gonna be doing another charity stuff. I'm gonna see if we can raise maybe $1,000 plus
huge.
for a food bank.
So for those who don't know, on my end, because I'm sure your viewers are aware, was it last Christmas, or was it?
I've done it twice.
You've done it twice. So you Kyo has used streaming to raise money for local food banks. Is that correct? Is it
Yeah,
local?
just one.
Just one food
But
bank.
it's like-
And you actually go and once you donate, you go and use that money to actually pick up and send that stuff to the food bank, right?
Yeah. So, for instance, how I would do it is I use a little bit of my ad money. I think like 25%, 50% ish, depending on like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I use a percentage of my ad money. So what I'll do is I'll look up the last couple months since the last time I did it. I'm like, okay, I earned $100 in ad revenue, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, there's $25, and I'll put that there. And I'll be like, hey viewers, if you guys donate here, you guys can see like a public sheet. It's like last time we did in March.
Mhm.
I did a sheet, so if you could see like, oh, this viewer donated 25, this viewer did this, and all that. And then what I
Yeah.
do is I take that money, and I go to I ask the food bank. I'm like, yo, what do you guys want? So
Mhm.
I save their time, right?
Yeah.
And like they're like, okay, we want pads, we want yogurts, we want juice, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I got you. And I go buy that for them with the money that I got from my viewers and my ad money, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like one of the cool things. Like if you're watching ads on my channel, you're literally like helping people.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's super. It's like an inspiring thing. Like it's always,
Yeah, it's fun. Like it's self-fulfilling. I know like some people can see it as like selfish or whatever, but it's like I don't know. It's like it's nice to know that you do something good, and then also
Yeah.
like for my viewers, like to almost like share that with them.
for sure.
It's good. Mr. Beast Vtuber.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast. I mean, the brother is a big inspiration to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I've gotten a lot more open about it, but brother also has Crohn's.
Yes.
And I have Crohn's, and
that's true.
brother does a lot. I don't know how he does it.
Yeah.
But brother,
Did you see his most recent video?
the
Crazy.
YouTuber one,
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. I haven't watched it yet.
It was crazy. It was so cool. Like I've always been like, I don't watch every one of his videos, but any ones that like come up, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like he is definitely like, he's worked so hard. I remember finding him through the video where he counted to 1 million, and it was just him in his bedroom. And I think in an interview he said the reason he made that video was because he wanted to watch One Piece. So he just put on One Piece and counted to 1 million like in his room. It's like,
Well, and that video, I think what has like well over 1 million views, maybe more now.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much that video has. I don't know if it's still up on his channel, but like,
Yeah, man, it's classic.
it was crazy. And now look at him. He's the most subbed channel on YouTube.
Oh, he beat T-Series?
Yeah, I think he's at I think he hit 300 million subs,
Holy shit, man.
which is crazy.
Well, not only that, like, you know, like obviously I'll never get to that point, but to go more in like the of like the food bank stuff, right? Like,
yeah,
not, you know, I ain't no Mr. Beast, but I definitely have like a goal of like trying to get 100K overall,
for sure.
and do everything right.
Yeah,
I think I've did stuff. We've about 2.5K
yeah,
Canadian for the food bank stuff between Christmas and this year.
uh-huh.
I had a little bit over that. But again, then I also had the stuff with Gamers Outreach a while back, and
Yes.
we raised like a bunch.
SummerSlam.
We have like a roughly around like 5K. One of my goals is 100K. But yeah, so like
Nice.
this week I'm gonna start. I'll have a public sheet so everyone can see how much, right?
Yeah,
I take pictures of everything, right? Because I don't smiling. You know what everyone want your viewers to think. It's like, oh, Kyoku's gonna fucking take the money and
Yeah.
use it on something shit, right?
sure.
Sweetheart, $100 is not worth my entire career, baby G.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean? It's fun though, right? It does suck though. Even if you do like good things, people can like doubt
yeah.
you. You know what I
There's
mean?
always gonna be people who try and tear you down for whether it's jealousy or whatever motives
Yeah.
they have. So
Yeah. Nonetheless, right? It's
real
I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it.
real
Mhm.
quick. Do you want to talk to everyone while I feed my dog? I will be 2 minutes.
Sure. Let
starving.
me get the chat up again.
Yeah, I will be right back. I will be like maybe a minute or two.
Wait, he's not starring. What's his name? He just left. That's crazy. Timmy, where's Kuzi's chat? Why can't I find Kuzi's channel? Am I stupid? Kuzi. Why can't I find Kuzi's channel? Am I dumb? Oh, there it is. Hello, Kuzi's chat. Hello, Fien and Scar. Hi, Joe. Okay, Fien, you hate me. That's crazy. You called me Joe? Jayu? That's crazy. No, you're sorry. You hate me. This is my first impression of you. Wow. It's okay. It's fine. That's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. People are mad at whenever you do a good or bad thing. I mean, it's like Mr. Beast, right? You know, brother has literally done so much, right? I mean, people like want rich people to do good things, right? And then when rich people do good things, they get mad at them. It's never enough for these people, right? I like to like remind myself that a lot of these people are just like these like weird Twitter people, and they're like meaningless. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how like someone could like legitimately hate Mr. Beast. Brother has like done so much. Because did you know Mr. Beast and his team have taken 34 million pounds of trash to the ocean?
Do you know he has a facility now
For what?
for filming videos? All of those videos that he
Oh,
does,
really?
he films in like these giant warehouses. Also, I'm back.
Oh my god.
Doggo is eating. I didn't hear your joke. What were you saying? You were saying
Dude, your mod, he hates me. Okay.
that. You're
All right.
What?
Yeah, he's like, hi, Joe. I'm like, what? That's crazy. He hates me.
Who?
Tien.
Oh, Fane. No.
Yeah, he hates me.
No. He doesn't hate. No. Look, he's apologizing.
He's so
Um,
silly.
Hi, Joe. Kyoukeu.
Hides my TikTok. No, I don't know. I was just ranting about like people that hate Mr. Beast are kind of just like insane to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah, people hate him because he's popular, right? Like everything. So.
I could. I don't want to. I mean, it's bounty acquired. I don't want to rant too much, but man, I could run for hours about that subject. It bothers me.
Okay, I mean, usually it's really funny because every time I put out a bounty acquired tweet, I always ask people to ask questions.
I did not retweet soon enough. Smiling.
very no, but they never get questions. Like, it's not a you thing. Like, they,
Oh, okay.
I think the only one that ever really got questions was Phoenix's tweet. I mean, a question I always like to ask people as we gear up towards the end, because usually I go for an hour or two and we're kind of getting up to that point. So, what's next for Mr. Kyoukeu? What are
I'm graduating, becoming corporate.
No.
Diamond City Lights. Da 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 da.
What is within the
Jazz
next
on the clock.
year? Within the next
Doo-doo-doo.
year, what are any big plans that you either aspire to achieve or are currently in the process?
Finally graduating.
Leaks. Finally graduating? I don't think you're going to graduate within next year. Right? Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I saw something like, do you have any big projects planned? I know you mentioned the food bank thing, but like any big events or big plans? I'd stop winking at them.
Dude, we're gonna get. I don't know, man. To be honest, to give you a genuine answer.
Yeah.
This next year, what am I planning to do? I want to fully explore React content.
Okay.
I want to understand like what makes good React content, what is bad React content. I want to give like, I want to figure the definition out for myself.
Yeah.
Right. I want to get more involved with my editors, try to give them more direction.
Sure.
Currently, I will be honest, I've been having a bit of a hard time with everything. Just a lot of things is pretty stressful, right?
Yeah.
But I'm still afloat for now. So I hope to. The biggest thing I really hope to achieve is actual time management. That I know it's like such an interesting thing, but managing my
Yeah.
time, right?
For sure.
I currently watch way too much shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things like time management is definitely something I really want to get better at. You know, also try to talk to people a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, you know, I'm very like VTubing is like my passion, my love, right? And it's what I like talking about, right?
Yeah.
But I've come to find out not everyone likes talking about VTubing. That is a VTuber, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I want to talk to more people. You know, that's just not about VTubing whatsoever, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's like a there's talking strategy with people, which is totally acceptable. But then there's also like just wanting to talk to the person and just like get to know them,
right.
them
So
more.
yeah, right. So like now when I talk to people, I bring it up. I'm like, hey, you know, I kind of I tell people how I am, right? And like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, I do like talking about this kind of stuff. It's just like what I like talking about. If you want to keep it like non like that,
Yeah.
like you don't want to talk about VTubing, yeah, no worries, man. That's maybe put like a little bit of weird pressure on them, but it definitely saves me the headache of being like, oh, Kyoukeu only talks about VTuber stuff, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I find that it happens a lot where people be like, oh, Kyoukeu only talks about VTubing stuff, right? But the people themselves never try to ask me like anything in particular that's like non-VTubing. So it's like, it's definitely like a lot of just communication, right?
Sure.
That's why I like bring it up to begin with. It makes things a little bit easier, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so basically, you know, talking to more people, better time management. And then I am working on a remaster of my model. Calling it 2.0 is not necessarily correct, but it's a reimagining of my model. So it's meant to be very close to what I have now, like more one for one. And then the reason why is I'm trying to get a base for my model.
Yeah.
And this model doesn't have a base, and there's some just with the artist there's some disagreements, so I can't really do you know, add on to this model much anymore.
Yeah.
So I am getting a base. It's taken a while, but I hope
1.8
of sorts, yeah. It'll somewhat reuse old things, create things. A 1.5 XGD collection final
That's
final
it. That's,
remix.
yeah, thank you, Kingdom Hearts lovers. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad someone got that.
But it is a remaster of sorts. I wouldn't call it a 2.0.
No.
But it is like a reimagining of my model.
HD
you know,
remaster.
yeah. And I hope it goes good. I really do.
Is that a this year thing, or is it slipping into next year?
I don't know. It really depends on the artist.
Yeah.
It's really all on the artist. But I already have a lot of assets like already created for it, so it's like most things are like already made. Like all my emotes already made.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've been slacking so much on getting things for my stream. Like getting like I have so many emote slots open. I have people who have crossed the 2-year mark and need more sub badges. Stuff like that. So I really also want to lock in on that stuff. It's just gonna be weird to go back to the people who did my sub badges and be like, hey, I need more. Like exactly the same from 2 years ago. Like I don't even know. I haven't even checked if they're still around. And of course maybe people can just be like, I can be like, hey, here are my old sub badges. Can you emulate these and make them I need like
Yeah,
two,
yeah.
3. I probably this next match I'll probably get like 2, 3, 5. I don't know how far they go up to these days, but
Mhm.
um,
And the final thing that I really like want to get to
yeah,
is like a proper 3D model. I have one in the works, but I don't know if it'll look the way that I want it to look. Um,
you mentioned
uh,
3D.
yes, and I
Okay.
have full body tracking, right? So I think it'd be really cool to like try like full body tracking streams,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it would be really fun, and I
Using
do want to
using
do that.
Warudo,
Pardon?
Warudo or
I have
VRChat?
no idea. I have no idea.
Hey, stop barking. Okay.
Wow,
Sorry.
wow.
Bow, bow.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I
Sorry. Keep talking. I'll sort them out.
but yeah, no, I want to get a 3D model, and do more of that stuff. Potential remaster of Kyoukeu.
Yeah.
Potentially expand some cool merch down the future. But right now, I already have like a bunch of merch.
Yeah.
I have a Kyoagachi, which is really cool. I actually got the samples in, and they're fantastic. I love the way they look.
Kyoagachi, like Tamagotchi.
Yeah, so it's a
That's very
shaker
cool.
keychain.
Cute.
And you can open it up and put other acrylics in it. You can shake it, and little acrylics inside. There's 4 Kyoukis and a Kyoku.
That's cool. I
You
like
can like
that.
shake it.
That's like a
Yeah,
super creative piece of merch, right? That
yeah.
seems unique.
Unfortunately, it's a bit expensive. I kind of wish I could have made it cheaper.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try to do something, and then anyone that already bought it, maybe I'll do something for them. And then I also have like a little bracelet too, and then my plushie, right? So I have a bunch of merch going on, which is really fun for me. I really am happy with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just kind of want to. The biggest goal is consistency and purpose for next year, and just time management.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great goal to have, for sure.
Yeah, but I think that's all I had to say. If you have any more questions.
No.
No.
No, thank you.
No. Nope. Gooey.
No, I think if that's it, I mean, once again, I want to thank you for jumping on. I know this was in the works for a while, but I appreciate you saying yes and managing to, yeah, we did it. We did it. We have, of course, this for those who will miss it or those who have missed it, this will go up on YouTube within the next week or so, as per all of my bounty acquired episodes. So yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say? Any as the mystical Sean Evans from Hot One says, we'll roll the red carpet out for you. And if you want to shout out anything that you have going on.
All right, you know what I'm gonna shout out?
Yeah.
Okay, I am planning to do another Vtuber the Button.
Ooh,
with brand new stuff.
Big.
And if everything goes well, Abba and I will be hosting it. And
Huge.
we'll be definitely looking for some cool VTubers to invite.
Nice.
I know.
There you
Should
go.
be fun. Should be interesting.
That's awesome.
Still very early on, but the assets are very pretty.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
Well, Mr. Kyoukeu, it was great. We're gonna switch over to some video games, I think, for the rest of the remainder of my stream. But those, can we get a shout out for Kyoukeu once again in chat? Go check him out. Wonderful, wonderful VTuber and friend of mine, and also a wonderful and welcoming community of Kyokis. Thank you, Kyokis,
We're evil, and I'm a bad
for
person.
watching. And yeah, we're gonna switch to the BRB screen. I don't have a BRB screen. We're gonna switch to my starting soon screen, and we'll switch over to some video games. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in 5 minutes to get